Winter nights in history were, well, unforgiving. Long before central heating, electric blankets, or even reliable stoves, folks survived and slept through freezing nights using knowledge passed down through generations. Understanding how they did it isn't just fascinating. It's actually instructive for anyone interested in historical living, survival strategies, or prepping. Before we dive in, if you enjoy detailed historical insights and practical survival techniques, go ahead and subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, like this video, and leave a comment with your favorite historical tip so we can keep sharing these resources. One of the most overlooked methods was honestly the strategic use of bedding. People didn't just pile blankets randomly, they layered them in a specific order to maximize insulation. Heavy, dense blankets or quilts went closest to the body, trapping body heat, while lighter blankets went on top to reduce heat loss to the air. Farmers in 19th century Europe would use woolen or feather-filled layers directly against the skin with coarser blankets above. This method, created a microclimate within the bedding, keeping sleepers significantly warmer than any single thick blanket could. Practically, you can apply this today by using a dense layer like a wool blanket against your body and adding lighter layers, including duvets or comforters, to mimic this historical technique. Sleepers also paid careful attention to positioning. Sleeping close to the center of a shared bed or huddled in corners reduced exposure to drafts. In rural households, it was, quite common for family members to share a bed or use several smaller beds pushed together to preserve heat collectively. Those with animals, such as dogs or even livestock in attached barns, would sleep near them to gain a bit of additional warmth. You can actually adapt this by arranging your bed away from drafty windows, maybe using a sleeping bag under your blankets or keeping pets nearby if that's appropriate, really recreating the warmth-sharing principle that's been used for centuries. People in colder climates often wore night clothes that were specifically designed to preserve warmth. Woolen stockings, long underwear and nightshirts weren't considered luxury. They were honestly essential tools. Wearing a cap to bed was just standard practice in Europe and North America all through the 18th and 19th centuries, mainly because, a significant portion of body heat escapes through the head. Modern sleepers can actually take a page from this by using thermal layers, or even, just a simple hat at night when temperatures drop. It really enhances the natural heat retention your body achieves through skillful clothing choices. Before central heating was a thing, homes were zoned for warmth, and sleeping areas were chosen quite strategically. Bedrooms adjacent to cooking spaces, stoves or fireplaces were always preferred, since the residual heat would linger long after the fire went out. In log cabins or those old farmhouses, walls were built thick, and sleeping near the center of the room helped minimize exposure to those cold, chilly walls. Applying this nowadays can be as simple as placing your bed or sleeping area near the warmest spot in your room, or even using thermal curtains to trap that residual heat more efficiently. Another skill was environmental control. Homes were drafty, so people used thick curtains, hung blankets over windows, or even stacked furniture to block airflow. Throughout history, animals weren't just companions, they were practical heat sources. In small households, dogs, cats, and even farm animals contributed to warmth. Finally, simple heating implements complemented skill. Hot water bottles, stone or brick bed warmers, and embers in clay containers provided radiated heat through the night. These strategies show that staying warm at night was never about having the latest technology. It was about understanding heat dynamics, human anatomy, and the environment. The methods were precise, skillful, and often surprisingly effective. Adopting even a few of these strategies today not only preserves a connection to historical practices, but also gives preppers and enthusiasts practical tools for surviving cold conditions without relying on electricity. If you found this guide insightful, subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles for more historical survival tactics, like this video, and leave a comment sharing which technique you're going to try first. Share this video with fellow history buffs and survival enthusiasts, so these timeless skills don't get lost.